Okay, next we are moving to the seventh characteristics of business activities. Look at that one. Element of risk. That means when we are doing business, always risk is there. Risk is the uncertainty of what is going to happen. Look at that one. Risk is the uncertainty associated with an exposure to loss. Now, in the case of business, as I told you earlier, everybody is doing business to make profit, but there is no guarantee that we can get the profit. There may be some incidents that may happen and that will turn into losses. That is known as the element of risk. It is uncertain whether we are able to make profit or loss. So risk is the uncertainty associated with an exposure to losses. Loss can happen. As I told you, I will never invest my capital into a business expecting loss. But I have no guarantee that my business is going to make profit. Because of some events or some uncertainties, losses may happen. Say uncertainties like fire. We always hear about that one. Or theft may be there. Or natural calamities may happen. Because of all these things, losses may happen. So that is why it is known as an element of risk must be there. Take the example. I am a teacher. I am teaching, 100% sure I am going to get the salary at the end of every month. So since it is certain, the work which I am doing cannot be called as a business. Whereas when you are buying and selling of goods, there is no such guarantee. When I do the business on every day, there is no guarantee that I am going to get profit. That is why this point is there. Only if that element of risk is there in the activity you are doing, it will be known as a business activity. Okay, business activity can be divided into industry and commerce. We are going to see the first one, industry. Industry refers to economic activities which are connected with conversion of resources into useful goods. Earlier we have seen, we get natural resources. Most of the natural resources what we are getting from the nature cannot be used as it is. Take the example of crude oil. We cannot use it. The wood pieces what we get, or we cut the trees and take wooden pieces, that cannot be used as it is, unless it is converted into different forms. Crude oil is converted into petrol, diesel, etc. Then it is useful. So such activities are done in a particular place which is known as industry. Industry refers to economic activities which are connected with conversion of resources. The natural resources what we get from the nature is converted into useful goods. The term industry is also used to mean. Now, the place where this conversion is taking place is always known as industry. More than that one, industry has another meaning also. A group of factories or business units which are doing the same kind of activities. For example, textile industry, sugar industry. When we say textile industry, there are so many factories all over the world where these textiles are produced. So all of them together is known as a textile industry. There are so many factories where sugar is produced. All of them together is known as a sugar industry. That is why it says the term industry is also used to mean groups of firms producing similar or related goods. Example, cotton textile industry, electronic industry, etc. Industries may be divided into three: primary, secondary and tertiary industry. We are going to see all these details, all these in detail. So we have seen industries may be divided into three: primary, secondary and tertiary. We are going to see these three divisions. First one is primary industries. These include all those activities which are concerned with the extraction and production of natural resources and the reproduction and development of living organisms, plants, etc. Once again, these includes all those activities which are concerned with the extraction. What do you mean by extraction? That is already extract means taken from the nature. There are some things which are called raw materials available in the nature. We have to take it. It will not come to us directly or as it is. We have, with the human effort, we have to take it from the nature. That is known as extraction. Extraction and production of natural resources we are producing, and reproduction and development of living organisms and plants, etc. You have seen, say, poultry farms are there. From the eggs, chickens are coming out, then that is grown, then they are sold. Then plants also, seeds are planted, then we will be getting plants, then they will be selling that one. All these are covered. These include all those activities which are concerned with the extraction and production of a natural resource. Look at that one. These are already there in the nature. That is why it is called a natural resource. They are in the nature. With some effort, human beings will have to take it out from the nature. Extraction and production of natural resources and reproduction and development of living organisms, plants, etc. Then, primary industries may be divided as follows. Number one, extractive industries. These industries extract products from natural resources. As I told you earlier, extractive industry, as the name says, we extract, we take it from the nature. It is already there. Best example is crude oil. We are not putting crude oil in the nature. The nature has stored it there. So diamonds, gold, etc. The nature has stored it there. So these industries extract products from natural resources. These industries supply some basic raw materials that are mostly products of natural environment. So because of the nature of the environment, these items are already there. We have to extract it. We have to take it from the nature. Then that are mostly products of natural environment. Products of these industries are usually transformed into, look at that one, as I told you, most of these items are raw material. Raw materials means it cannot be consumed, it cannot be used as it is. You have to convert its form. So textile goods, we don't get churidar, we don't get sarees, we don't get shirt, pants, etc. from the nature as it is. We are getting cotton, etc. or silk, etc. from the nature. We convert it into textile goods. Then we make it saree or churidar, shirt, etc. That is why products of these industries are usually transformed into many other useful goods by manufacturing industries. Say, look at that one, you are getting crude oil. Crude oil as such cannot be used, but when it is processed, we get different products like petrol, diesel, etc. Then it is useful. That is why it says, usually transformed into many other useful goods by manufacturing industries. So this work is done by manufacturing. That is why they are called manufacturing, converting raw materials into finished product so that it can be used. Manufacturing industries. Important extractive industries include farming, mining, fishing, etc. So look at that one. Farmers are farming. In the land, nothing is there. We have to plant the seeds, it will be growing. Or mining, as I told you earlier, there are different ores are there, or materials are there, raw materials are there. Diamonds, gold, etc. are there. We have to take it out, extract from the nature. Then different processing has to be done. Or fishing. Fish is available. If you don't catch it, fish will not come to us. Even after catching the fish, we have to clean it and then cook it, etc. So, extract it, then convert it so that it will be useful for us. Next one is a genetic industry. Primary industries are divided into extractive industries and genetic industries. These industries are engaged in breeding plants and animals, as I told you, poultry farms, or plants sold by different people. They plant the seeds, then they will grow, or different types of plants are available. We can go to nurseries and buy that one. They are not coming up as it is from the nature. We have to do some human help is necessary there. These industries are engaged in breeding plants and animals for their use in future reproduction. As I told you, poultry farms, nursery farms, etc. So they are reproducing. Example, seeds and nursery companies, then cattle breeding farms, poultry farms, etc. Then secondary, we have seen the division is industries are divided into primary and secondary industries. Primary industries already we have seen, extractive industries and genetic industries. And the second one is secondary industries. These are concerned with using materials which have already been extracted. So this secondary, that is why they are the next one after primary industry. Without the help of the primary industry or without extracting from the nature by the primary industries, these industries cannot work or exist. So that is why they are called only, their position is only secondary or second. These are concerned with using materials which have already been extracted at the primary state. They process such material. I told you the example of crude oil. The extractive industries will be getting crude oil from the nature, but as such we cannot use it. It has to be processed, it has to be converted into useful goods. That is done in the secondary industries. These are concerned with using materials which have already been extracted at the primary state. They process such materials to produce goods for final consumption. Say the oil industry is converting the crude oil into petrol, diesel, now that is useful. Cotton textile industries converting the cotton into textile goods, then it is useful. So that is why it is called second. Example, mining of iron ore is a primary industry, but manufacturing of steel is a secondary industry. Then secondary industries may be further divided into, look at that one. These secondary industries can be divided again into manufacturing industries and construction industries. Then manufacturing industries, manufacturing means converting the raw materials into finished product. These industries are engaged in producing goods through processing of raw materials and then creating farm utilities. Again, going back to the oil, crude oil is converted into diesel, petrol, etc. Then only we can use it. That is why these industries are engaged in producing goods through processing of raw material. What we get from the nature is a crude oil. That is a raw material which cannot be used as it is, but when it undergoes different processing of raw materials and thus creating farm utilities. So the product from the manufacturing industries can be used by the people. Then these can be further divided into four. Analytical industry, these manufacturing industries can be again divided. Analytical industry, it analyzes and separates different elements from the same material. Told you, industry, oil industry is analyzing the what they get from the nature, so that we will be getting different products. Next one is synthetical industry, combines various ingredients. Now we get from the nature different materials and we will be converting it into finished goods. But some of these finished goods will have to be processed again. That is what is coming here. Synthetical industry combines various ingredients into a new product, example cement. When we are converting the raw materials, we will get different products, and some of these products, they are finished the product as such, but they may not be able to be used as it is. So it can be converted and combined. It has to be combined into a new product, then only it will become useful. Cement is a better example for that one. So look at that one. It combines various ingredients into a new product, example cement. Then processing industry involves successive stages for manufacturing finished the products, example sugar, paper, etc. As you know, paper is made from bamboos. The bamboo is very hard thing which has to be converted. Different process it has to undergo. Then only we will be getting the ultimate product paper, or sugar also from the sugar cane. A lengthy procedure will have to be followed to make sugar. That is why it is called processing. Different process it has to undergo, different stages, different work will have to be done, not by one or two work. Different process will have to be done so that it can be converted into useful goods. Then assembling industry, you know about car manufacturing industries, they assemble different parts. Different parts are produced, assembles different components or parts to make a new product. Example, car, computers, etc. Car, there are hundreds of different parts are there. They produce in different occasions or different places, or in a factory itself, different departments will be producing each item. Then they have to be assembled together. They have to put it, arrange it in the proper order. Then only we will be getting the car. Okay, next one is a construction industry. Involved in the construction of buildings, dams, roads, etc. Engineering and architectural skills are important for this. Look at that one. If you want to construct a building, road, bridges, etc., so many materials will have to be combined. Engineering experts will have, engineers will have to be there. So involved in the construction of buildings, dams, roads, etc., different materials are used, and human experts will have to be, engineers, etc. will have to be there. So engineering and architectural skills are important. An ordinary person will not be able to make a building. Say, I'm a teacher, I have a qualification, but if I am told to construct a building, I do not know anything about that. Special skill is necessary. Only civil engineers will be able to do that one. So, involved in the construction of buildings, dams, roads, etc., engineering and architectural skills are important there. Then, next one is, the last division is a tertiary industries. They are concerned with providing support services. We have seen business, services, etc. are there. And these business need the support of these servicing industries or the servicing agencies. Say bank will be providing loans or money or capital, then insurance will be giving protection, etc. So only without transporting, if you are producing something, it has to be transported. So these kind of services are necessary for doing the business or manufacturing, etc. That is what we are going to see. They are concerned with providing support services. Bank is providing, transport is providing, insurance is providing support to the main business activities and industries, etc. Primary and secondary industries, as well as activities relating to trade. Say goods are produced in different places, but take the best example, tea is available in Assam, but all over India we are using tea. So tea which is made, mainly produced in Assam, is transported. So there comes the help of the transporting company. If transportation is there, the tea which is produced in Assam will be remaining there. Same is the case with any item. So they provide service facility, example, banking, transport, etc. Once again, they are concerned with providing support services to primary and secondary industries, as well as activities relating to trade. If you want to do the business, it is produced, goods are produced somewhere, it has to be transported, taken to different places. That is what the manufacturers are doing. They supply the goods to the wholesalers, to the retailers, etc. That is done by transport system. They provide service facilities, example, banking, transporting, etc. These services are business activities also because they assist the trade. So they are considered as part of the commerce also. So look at this one. These services are business activities. Banking is making profit. They are doing it regularly. They are providing service. So all the characteristics of business is satisfied here also. These services are business services also because they assist the trade. The trade will be possible, buying and selling of goods will be possible only with the assistance or help of this Tertiary industries like banking, insurance, warehouse, for example, I am producing something. If I don't tell you that I am producing this one in this place, nobody will know. What I mean is that advertising is necessary. So through advertisement, I can tell the people all over, maybe Kerala, India, all over the world, that I am producing this one, so those who are looking for those products will be coming. So advertisement is a tertiary industry. Bank is providing money as capital. Transport is shifting the goods from one place to another. So without the help of these kind of services, trade is not possible because they are assisted trade. So they are considered as part of the commerce also.